Amsterdam nowadays is the rich kids want to dress and be like the kids that don't have as much money, and there's a lot of tourism here. I think it's too much for the amount of people that are here. I think there are more tourists here than people actually living here. I think that's insane. And the false prophets in the music, the guys that talk about the stuff that's bad for the kids and for the youth, but still promote it, like as in social media and that kind of stuff. Because as soon as you choose to be an artist, you have to understand that it comes with being a public figure and being a fucking what do you call that? Somebody that the kids look up to, you know.
Role model.
A role model. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just think that because it's not a world language, that it's not as big. But I think if it was a world language, our music would be the best. Because we have to try and get people to listen to our music and get their attention in a different way than only the music and the sound. Dutch sound is like, I think it's really raw, it's really pure, and I think it's really clean compared to other countries. Like, it's almost the best music in the world, better than American music. I just want my music to reach the right people. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be Asia, it could be Africa. I just want it to hit the right people, not a certain continent or something. Let the energy speak.
Ja, dat is fruits. Liefde is mijn rijkdom en the most important. Money is less than
The image of the Netherlands has long been one of liberalism and tolerance, but this protest has been the latest in a series held throughout the country in the past week, calling for an end to systemic racism.
Like, this generation needs to kick the doors open and stick with their guns and make sure that they come where they want to come with a sound that they're making, a sound that they think is interesting. And not be like, oh, I think the money is more interesting than my fucking my heritage. The story of Amsterdam is really SMIB. SMIB is like the Jedi's of not only music but culture and youth. The prophets. SMIB are the prophets. They work it, the way they work, the way they handle stuff, the DIY mentality. I think that makes it really like rock and rollish. We just took influences from everything that we thought could help us and made it our own. And I think that the youth, like, they learned a lot from it and they can like use it for their own growth too. SMIB is actually the school book for the younger ones.
SMIB Squad!
Met de boys, poppen right around. Veel sauce, veel choice voor een push em out. Kijken naar me en ze denken van wat doet hij nou? In een furry, want buiten daar is vast te koud. Go dumb, wat slim, op mijn fucking set. Drippen SMIB, sok met dik, maar die noepie wet. SMIB shit, de ass stick, en ze rook geen wiet. Boss stop, sauce stop, vraag die naar mijn celery.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Beside the BIMS, the Belmer where we come from with SMIB, SMIB is BIMS backwards. Like, beside that part, you don't really have places where hip-hop really lives. Like, you can say like it lives out here. So.
Bijlmermeer. Eens onderwerp van felle discussies tussen regering en Amsterdamse stadsbestuurders.
That's the only place where you have a lot of niggas basically in one spot. So yeah, in my opinion, it's BIMS, and beside that, nowhere else. Beside the internet. I see it as tribes. Like how you had tribes back in the days, that's how I see all the gangs. Like, for instance, Chief Keef and also Fredo Santana with his own label, and also G Herbo with his 150 Dream Team. Like, you got all those niggas basically having their own tribe because they're the leaders of their tribe. So I really look at hip-hop movements as tribes back in the days. That's kind of the same. And SMIB is also a tribe.
Ze zeggen Nike's, bad bitch die komt uit de 90's.
Ze is freaky, ze zocht me dik voel tyfisch.
Ik ruis op mijn nek, ben geen Jezus. In de club is er wat en een feest. Malaki doe geen hardware. Lig laag, dikke alleen een fastcar.
You got a lot of people here saying they're hip-hop, but they don't even know what hip-hop is. And that's the biggest problem, I think. They say hip-hop, but they don't even know. They think it's a sound, but it's not a sound. It's a way of thinking, it's a mindset, it's a way of living. So we're kind of now in the Wu-Tang era here. We're actually kind of that force in Hollywood. Like 5 years ago, niggas didn't even have shows. Niggas, like, the biggest artists were talking about that they were broke. Like back in the days, you would see the biggest rappers in the public transport and shit. Till 2005, people didn't even listen to Dutch hip-hop. It was like, man, that's not even serious. I only listen to American hip-hop. So, like, we're so America-orientated that it's kind of cool what's happening out here, because like the hip-hop industry is really taking over. It will start in America and then it will spread across the world. That's what's happening. So, it's the golden era. Yeah.
Ik heb niggas op de shit, niggas op shit. Ik heb niggas with the shit, niggas op niks. Ik heb niggas op de shit, niggas op shit. Ik heb niggas with the shit, niggas op niks.
Ik heb niggas hit the licks, ik heb niggas hit the bricks. Ik heb niggas hit the bricks, ik heb niggas hit the mix. Of ze werken met de kids, want die bijen die lips.
Black lives matter nigga, fuck een voorkeur. Ben je een racist, dan mijn niggas aan je voordeur. Fuck een zwarte piep, nigga, fuck een melke kleur. Kick die shit eruit, nigga, geen gezeur.
And we got this other thing that's also been working for a long time where you don't have to be racist anymore. It's called self-hate. It works on itself. It's like real estate of racism.
How he said it was, you're hip to everything that's happening in this system, but you hop between it. And that's what hip-hop is. So you're hip with everything that's happening in this fucking fucked up Western world, but because you're hip, you can hop through it. And that's what hip-hop is. And it's also because you're hip to what's wrong, you have to hop and let people hop with you. And that's the thing with, you have to bring the culture forward. And like everybody's talking about, do it for the culture and shit, but fuck that shit. You really have to, if you say that, you really have to like wake up every day and do actions that bring other people forward besides yourself. Yeah, like on some real shit, that's hip-hop in my eyes. And you don't even have to do that through music. It could also be food or literature or even sports. Like Muhammad Ali, for instance, he was hip-hop too. He wasn't even like, music wasn't even a topic. So yeah, it's just a mentality thing. Hip-hop is the revolution. Hip-hop isn't. So like, that's the, how I always see it is the karma for what all the white people done. That's hip-hop. And that's why they can't, like, it's happening and they can't do anything about it because it's karma. They basically created it by themselves and now they get everything back. And that's hip-hop. That's the funniest thing about it. That's the funniest thing, that all the white bitches love rappers. That's the funniest thing. Yeah, that's what I love the most about it. Like back in the days, it was different for black people. So yeah, it's karma. Yeah, that's what hip hop is. It's the revolution.
Net als een monkey en klimmen en shouten. Je mag het houden, of je mag zakken. Zie die niggas niet dakken. Kijk naar je tief, je moet vlassen. Heel mijn team is op sas. Ik kan aan niemand meer trassen. Als je dit hoort moet je mars. Is nobody real. God was on met die week. Met mijn bitch aan de loop. Sisters on uit mijn jeep. Oké, soms blow ik liever. Ik kan het sparen, het bewaren, maar ik blow het liever. Maak het weer.